this game. Doggy statues, doggy wizards,
Doggy?
giant lobsters, vampire bats that sing the Halo theme. They got Pumpkinhead to be.
Okay, we have here Elden Ring by videogamedunkey. I know that some have asked me to react to the video game critics video. I recorded that for another day, so we're doing this live, so let's just watch this.
Elden Ring is the biggest game ever made. When you start, the map is like this, and you go, damn, this game is big. Then you get teleported to the other side of the map and realize, oh my god, this game is big. Then you get teleported to the top of the map, and you go, whoa!
I remember like when I was live streaming the first time of Elden Ring when I was in near the Rylukari Academy, and you guys were just laughing at me being bombarded by those missiles. But never ever has a game made me question my sexuality so much, because I got fucked in the ass constantly. Like somebody was like writing in the comments like, are we gonna tell him? Are we actually gonna tell him how massive the game actually is?
This game big. Then you realize there's an entire other world underground, and a floating island, and a massive city, and an entire secret castle. 2 of them, actually. There are secret zones within secret zones within secret zones. So the absolute highest compliment I can pay this game is to tell you that I have beaten this game 4 times now. Right out the gate, we're ripping off Zelda. You literally wake up in a tomb, open a big door, and the game says go.
I've only just completed it once.
No bullshit, just go wherever you want to go. Except don't fight that guy, and don't go over here because you'll die, and don't follow the beam of light.
Don't go to Brazil.
Scam. Elden Ring's gameplay loop is to put a bullshit boss in front of you and say, okay, now go into the world and find something to chop his head off with. Having a concrete goal like defeating a scumbag boss makes exploration feel that much more meaningful.
And that's why the difficulty talk is non-existent. Of course there is somewhat there, you kind of have to regulate it for yourself. If you want to make the game hard, go ahead, make it hard. But like with all the different patches that have come out, of course some bug fixes have been made and some difficulties have been adjusted, yet still the game remains as difficult as you want it to be.
And visually, this is a world worth exploring. Walking around in this game is like stepping inside of a painting. There are hundreds of scenic vistas which look impossibly curated and intentional.
Do you guys know Casper Fredrick's Wander Above the Sea of Fog? You know, the first time that you get in that zone after you've defeated Godric the Grafted. It's that feeling that you get. It's beautiful.
And the spaces in between are populated with an absurd array of creative enemies and bosses.
The village people.
Famous for their enemy design, and they are really bringing the heat here, not only in sheer quantity, but also in terms of moves and variety.
Oh yeah.
Penguins is in this game. Doggy statues, doggy wizards,
Doggy?
giant lobsters, vampire bats that sing the Halo theme. They got Pumpkinhead to be in this. Stretchy lizard man. The list goes on and on and on, and you're saying, Dunkey, please don't spoil this game for me, but I can't. This game cannot be spoiled because this game does not end, okay? This is Dark Souls 4, no end credits edition.
Oh wow.
But what's frustrating about Elden Ring is that for
you could
all
use a
the effort
crate?
that has gone into the world and enemies, it feels like they only spent 10 seconds balancing this game. The difficulty in this game is best described as what is the word I'm looking for here?
Doo-doo.
Total fucking horseshit. This is an evil game made by an evil man, and whoever's job it was to balance the damage scaling on enemies did not show up to work for the entire making of this game. Just from saying that, already people are pissed off at.
I mean, for this section, I understand. These two are like brought straight out from hell.
They're saying Dunkey sucks. I hate you, Dunkey, nitpicking and biased. You only like
Still haven't found a
Xbox,
good tactic
but
against them.
Remember, I beat this, and this is fucking stupid. And I beat Elden Ring 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Because why? Because I'm the realest gamer of all time, and I say it's too hard. I am calling this game out. Not because it's a bad game, but because it's an incredible game that is held back by very poor balancing. Many of your deaths in this game
that's a fair argument.
Dying to this stupid shit or losing 70,000 runes to the wonky platforming. So
Imagine if somebody like, okay, I know that bringing his name may or may not be like the object of YouTube targeting your channel, but Quantum TV. Imagine him actually making a video where his argument was this: that the game isn't bad for it just being bad, but because there is a different curve in balancing, right? Something that is actually worth working on, and which they have done through patching.
So many enemies in this game can kill you in 1 or 2 hits, or kill you with a combo that comes out so fast it feels like 1 hit. Or they can stun you into another hit, which also feels like a 1-hit kill. Or they can just kill you in 1 grab, straight up. Having super aggressive enemies with crazy combos and unpredictable attacks is the fun kind of difficult. But making those moves hit for your entire health bar is fucking lame and cheap. Rewards. Now what's fun about Elden Ring's rewards is you never know what you're gonna get. What sucks about that is you end up struggling in a cave for an hour to get a wizard staff that you can't even use. Look at this dude. He cannot actually turn around to attack you.
No, he wasn't an easy one.
3,300 XP. Then you have this guy who can do this, and he can say this.
I mean, same thing for the dragon in the very beginning, right? All the way in the area close to Caelid, where he's just lying there, waiting for you to kill it, and subsequently other dragons around it.
He can say this, and he has this move too. This guy, who has a ton of health by the way, is worth 3,800 XP. Only 500 more than the guy who can't turn around. Ow, wah! You think that's fucked up though? Look at these guys. They're literally sleeping. Watch what happens when I hit L2.
Runes galore.
I just got 20,000 XP for that. There are so many different weapons and spells and summons and special moves in this game that should make Elden Ring a wonderland for experimentation, but because the upgrade system is so rigid and stingy, you feel discouraged from creating wacky builds. And then on top of that, you have this late game difficulty spike where it feels like your character just got reset back to level 1. The end game bosses are so brutal and so fast that it ultimately funnels every player into using the same broken builds.
Did you know that Millennia is the blade of Miquella? Just a fact.
It's probably starting to sound like I hate this game, but try to remember, I beat this big ass game 4 times. 4.5 actually. Clearly they did something right. Games like this are far and few between, so I want them to get this one just right. And the good news is that most of the problems with Elden Ring can be fixed by one dude with a slider tool. Just turn enemy damage down by 20, 30,
no,
70%, and we're back in business.
1, 2, 3, 4, hit!
Stupid. The thing that I think is totally fair in his argument is exactly the fact that he beat the game 4 times, right? Despite it sounding as if he was complaining about it, he still finished it multiple times, showing that he can appreciate something that he still criticizes. And I think that that is generally what we need to have more of in the video game reviewing world.